Howdy, everybody. Voodoo coming at you. Oh, getting a little shaggy here. Almost time to shave it all down. Back to my normal haircut. A little 2x4. So I decided to look at the whole packaging. You know what I'm here for. Come on. Inside. Howdy, Todd. How you doing today? Inside of the packaging, there is this little card from Blazing Foods. Thank you so much for the order. Use coupon code SAVE5 now to save $5 on your next order. The Deathnut Challenge, the Peanut Brutal Challenge, Grim Reaper Challenge Checkers, Carolina Reaper Peanuts Mild to Wild, Carolina Reaper Corn Nuggets, White Cheddar and Ghost Pepper Popcorn. Now that sounds phenomenal personally, but okay. Carolina Reaper Kettle Corn. Not a big fan of kettle corn, but okay. And CTH-1 Pineapple and Mango Hot Sauce. Guys, you can keep your pineapple because it came with mango. Only thing that should be mango would be a Dodge color. It's bright orange. Works real well if you're also going to paint a rebel flag on it. www.deathnuts.com/shop. That was in the package. That's right. The 2.0. Now there is a 3.0 version of this. No, I'm not going after the 3.0 just because I heard that it might be hotter. But I figured I'd show you this little card. Now see, there's no instructions, and here on the back it's just unopened foil packs. Alright, so for safety's sake, I'll be opening those with a knife. Now that'll be on Thursday after Briar Blues is done with his show. No, I'm not going to eat one. No. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. In the first one, there are 4 peanuts, or approximately 4 peanuts. Second one, there is approximately 4 peanuts. Third one, there is 4.5, maybe 5 peanuts. Sixth one, it looks like 5 peanuts. And seventh one, it looks like, well, a lump of crystallized pain. So here we go. What do we got here? Let's see if we can't get the... There we go. Heat level mild. Carolina Reaper chocolate bootla peppers. Okay. Warming up. Carolina Reaper and ghost peppers. Alright. Level 3 is medium. It's getting real. Carolina Reaper and 7-pot brain strain peppers. I'm not sure about cheating up your sinuses, but you wouldn't have anything up in your sinuses afterwards. Okay, heat level hot. Pain sets in. 2 times Carolina Reapers and 7-pot douglas peppers. And then finally the heat level stupid hot. The Death Nut. 2 times Carolina Reapers, a Moruga Scorpion, and 13 million Scoville capsaicin crystals. Look at how red and tasty that looks. Oh yeah, let's see. Top to bottom. Here we go. Top. And you can definitely see that it gets a little more vindictive looking on the way up. No questions. All the way back down. Yep. So this is what comes in the packaging. But to my surprise, it was not the only thing in the packaging. See, I mean, nothing in the box. So we will be seeing this on Thursday. Now, the reason why I changed it to Thursday after the Briar Blues show, two reasons. One, I wanted to make sure as many people could see me sweating to the oldies, or sweating it out as I could handle. Oh, I'm sure Skip could handle it. Not a problem at all. Especially if you know how to handle the heat. Coffee is a good way to handle the heat. And yes, you will see me with coffee. So something I found inside the packaging. Let's see if we can't get it to focus in on this. Habanero lime sunflower seeds from Deathnuts.com. It's a sample. Now, I like a good spicy thing. And I'm going to have a cigar to back this down. Cigars are the wrong thing. The pipe is probably going to be the wrong thing. And you know, y'all have all heard me say stuff like, oh, take the Voodoo Tongue Bite 100% Cure. If you eat a Carolina Reaper before every bowl, you will never have tongue bite. It's 100% effective. 100%, yes, 100% effective. DDT! How's it going, brother? Glad to see y'all in today. Now, this is not the fire show. This is just because I was inspecting what it was, making sure everything was still in good condition, so that I could get all the way to Thursday. Good to the last drop. That's tangy. Now, for a long amount of time, the habanero was listed as one of, or the hottest pepper on the planet. And then a lot of scientists got involved and started creating ghost peppers and scorpion peppers and various other peppers. I like habaneros. Don't get me wrong, I like habaneros. But flavor-wise, slightly lower in heat, but flavor-wise, I like Scotch bonnets better. But for sunflower seeds, all right. Pretty good heat. The lime kicks it up some. Woo! They put a little extra on there. Oh. A little bit warm. Not bad. I like it. That's actually why I ate them, was to clear out my sinuses. Kind of thing I'd drink a beer after. Hey, look, those are getting glossy. Oh, yeah. My nose is running. Now y'all have to consider, am I faking it? Of course, you'll also notice my face is turning red. Oh. I like hot stuff. The key to remember, when you get something that says and lime, the lime is going to actually intensify that level of heat. With citric acid, helps to erode certain levels of your tongue's natural defense. Which allows that capsaicin to directly affect more of your tongue. I like it. I like it a lot. And yes, my nose will run on just about any pepper on the planet, including bell peppers. I was going to get an actual habanero today, but they didn't look very good at the grocery store. And I haven't seen any ghost peppers in a while. But often enough I will get ghost peppers. Eat them. Just plain. Yes, I burped. This is part of the reason why I'm not doing it tomorrow. I gotta try and get this all cleared out before the end of Mike's show. Plus, recently I've been smoking some Sutliff bourbon. It stays pretty wet. In fact, it stays very wet. So I'm fighting a little bit of a tongue bite too. Trust me. I'm not hurting. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh. Whew. Gets a little sweat going. Sinuses clear right out. Feels good. But no, those aren't Deathnuts. I will remind y'all though that that little package was like 3 times the size of one of these little poppers worth of the Deathnuts. And I made sure to chew extensively. But had I done that package the easier way, I would have taken a few, put them in my mouth, and just swallowed them. But no, I sat there and got them all up in my gums and down on the lower gums. It helps me make those sounds from Silence of the Lambs. Now I just need some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Now, I'm going to tell you straight out, 13 million Scovilles. I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to make it. That's hotter than most people would use for pepper spray. Think about that. They sell pepper spray so that you can put somebody down. This company put that stuff on a peanut and coated it down to the point where it's 13 million Scoville units. The average pepper spray is only like 7 million. Makes me want to get some and spray my eggs in the morning. Wasabi is very good. Actually, I love wasabi. When I was working inside Texas Medical Center, a little after Allison came through and literally wiped out almost all of Houston. Now, for anybody who doesn't understand what I just said about Allison, Allison was a tropical storm. And before Harvey, it was the worst rain event on record in Houston. I'm going to give you all some facts here in the next couple of minutes. Buckle up. Some of these are hard to believe. Tropical Storm Allison made this weird roundabout rotation. It came on land, went inland, came back off land, picked up more water. The next day it went back on land. Then, so every day it went on, and every night it came back off. So all night it picked up water And all day it dumped all that water on top of Houston and the surrounding areas. Now, a lot of people say they know what rain is. And unless you've been in like India during the monsoons or places that get really, truly torrential amounts of rain, it is hard to imagine these rainfall totals. But here we go. Day 1. And now, this is in the town I live in. This is not truly representative of all of Houston, because Houston is very large. Some of these totals varied either above or below somewhat. So if you're looking it up and it says Houston quotes something different, I'm going to remind you that I'm south of Houston, so I actually got a little more rain on day 1 and a little more rain on day 21. Wait, did I just say 21? Yes, I said 21. Day 1. 7 3/4 inches. That was day 1. There's some places that flood if they get 7 inches in a week. This was day 1, when just the bands were touching. It wasn't really truly on shore yet. It was coming. Day 2. $15 inches. Yes, 15 inches. And then 17, 18, 19, and 20 inches. We're only on day 5. On day 7, it gets pretty interesting. On day 6, it stayed at 21 inches again. The creeks are full. The streets have water in them. You can't go anywhere because most of the city is under a flood watch constantly. Remember I said day 7, 24 inches. Day 8, 29 inches. Day 9, 30 inches. And then it fluctuated 24 to 30 inches from day 7 to day 14. 7 straight days of never missed below 24 inches. Then we had this weird day right there on day 14 where it was only 23.5 inches. Kind of weird, yeah. Because the next day it came right back and it hit us for 30. And it stayed for 14 straight days. We never, except for once, by a half inch, in this little town that I'm in, hit below 24 inches a day. And then if you took the 3.5 in front of and the 3.5 behind, it never fell below 12. And then there was the 2 days of tapering off at the very end where it was like 4 and 5 inches. People do not realize how much rain that is. That was everybody thought, oh my God, hey, we survived Allison. We can survive anything. Wrong. But what it did do is it flooded all of the underground areas in Houston, all the way to the streets. It did not save anybody 1 ounce of airspace in there. All of the largest medical center on the planet, which is Houston. If you go to the med center in Houston, there's actually, it's a bunch of hospitals. They're all interconnected. The tunnelways between them are all still there. Now, I'll explain why this is all important. Back in like the 80s, my dad started inspecting hospitals for boilers and machinery rooms in Texas Medical Center. Back then, all the boilers and machinery rooms were down on like sub-basement 4. There were no submergible pumps. All the machineries, electrical, boiler rooms, all of that was down in the basements. There were no bulkhead doors, just in case there was a flooding event that could literally be sealed to shut in the habitable spaces and just let the water take everything else. There were no bulkhead doors at the street level to keep runoff from other things from washing into the buildings. Water at the street during Allison was like several inches deep. You can believe that or not. Huva ilta, Boris. Howdy, howdy. Well, when Allison came through, 2001, just before the World Trade Center, that's the reason why a lot of people don't even remember that it happened. A month and a half later, World Trade Center gets blown to shit and back. Everybody remembers that. Well, everybody who was alive. There's a lot of people that don't remember it because they weren't alive or not old enough to remember it. That's fine. Well, after Allison, and I'm going to give some funny facts real quick here. During Allison, there's a section of it's not I-69 yet, not technically. It's still just 59. It runs right through Houston. There's a chunk of 59 that goes down into this ditch, for lack of better explanation. Straight-sided concrete walls on the sides, bridges that go over it that are level with city streets. There were 18-wheelers down in that section when it started flooding that could not get out because the water was just pouring in so fast. It literally came up and flooded out the cars in trucks in front of them, and they couldn't get out. 2 of those trucks actually said Budweiser. And with a police presence on the bridges trying to make sure that people were safe and this, that, the other, a group of people, I don't know who they are, but ingenious, they got into those trucks using scuba gear and stole all the beer. 2 trucks worth. Got to think about it. It was deep enough to actually hide 2 18-wheelers full of beer from the eyes of the police, enough that people could get in there with scuba gear, take all the beer, and get it out of there without being caught. A lot of water. Okay, it was brown. It was also thick with like motor oil and stuff, because there were cars and trucks and stuff down in that. But people actually stole the beer out of 18-wheelers because they were flooded completely, all the way underwater. So let's fast forward to all these hospitals. They've pumped all this water out. They pushed it out into the Buffalo Bayou. It went on down. It went out to the ocean. It's gone. People died because of this event. I am giving my throat a rest there, Onion. I'm smoking a cigar, drinking some coffee. And I ate some habanero lime sunflower seeds, yes. Habanero lime sunflower seeds, and they were pretty hot. They were very tasty. Definitely the commitment to excellence. Raiders for life. Anybody who doesn't know Onion and hasn't seen his statement to Swag Piper, go look for Onion. Type in the title of that video. I mean, I was in tears laughing. All you need to do is remember this one little word: sugar britches. If you remember nothing but sugar britches, believe me, wherever it goes from there is hilarious. But it would figure. Denver fan reneging. Don't bet against the Raiders. If I can, I don't know if I can. I mean, but if you just type in the title, I'm pretty sure these guys can find it. It is well worth your time to go find it. I swear to God. I'm not sure if I can okay the link, mostly because I'm on an app to allow me to do lives. I'm not actually on YouTube. The app just has a way to stream around the YouTube block. It is what it is. But yes, everybody needs to go check this video out. It was absolute tears in my eyes, laughter coming out. Could not stop it. It was on a level of funny of watching Martin screaming on live Let Her Rip Friday because his son had spiked him with a really spicy cracker. VR to Smoke Swag Smack Talk. That's the title. Go look that up when you have a chance, or look it up now. I'm not bogarting anybody's time. Write it down if you want to see it later. I'm going to try and remember, and I'm going to plug it again before I leave out of here today. But it's going to be a little bit. Stupid me. I forgot to keep it lit. It's alright though. It's a cigar. I like cigars. So as I was saying, all these hospitals got all this water pumped out of these basements. And we had to basically go in and rerun all of the mechanical rooms in all these hospitals, so that it's not in the basements anymore. It's all up on the 6th floor now. Like hospitals, Houston, period, straight out. It's on the 6th floor. The building might be 24 stories, but the 6th floor just suddenly became, delete everything on there that was medical and turn it into a fancy mechanical room. Is one of the weirdest and most aggressive rebuilds of hospitals that I've ever seen in my entire life. And they set a standard for any coastal areas about why you don't allow certain things. But we also installed submergible pumps, bulkhead doors, bulkhead gates that literally can seal out to up to 5 feet of water in the street. They Fort Knoxed these hospitals. Believe me when I tell you, it needed to be done back in the 80s when my dad was telling them. And they kept saying, this is Houston, it's never done it before. It'll never happen. You know, when you tell Mother Nature that it'll never happen, she normally says, hold my beer. And then we got to Harvey. Now, Harvey only happened a few years ago. But the amount of water that it dumped on just Houston, not talking about all the surrounding areas that also flooded out, but just what is literally Houston. You could take a cube of water that is 3 miles square. Go 3 miles by 3 miles by 3 miles, okay? XYZ axis, there you go. Make your grid. Fill that much up with water and drop it somewhere. It's enough water to basically be where the Titanic sank. So please, if you're in Houston and you go, it can never rain that much, shut your damn mouth. I never want to have to go through that much water again. Where I'm sitting right now, I had sandbags to make sure that the water couldn't get up to the door. Now, I'll tell you, the water didn't get to the door here on the front side. It drains off pretty good here. But I sandbagged to make sure, and the front and the back door. And there was plenty of areas right here in my area that whole houses were underwater. I live on a little bit of a ridge. That saved me. You want to see something crazy, you go looking for a certain video where there is a deer swimming in front of a public storage facility. If you find that video, you go ahead and you watch it. There's a deer swimming in a public storage facility, or in the parking lot of a public storage facility. That's where I had all my stuff. Damn it, it was all on the first floor too. I lost tons of shit. The crazy part is the driveway goes up at like a 10% grade from the street. That parking lot is 6 foot above the street. It doesn't look like it, but it is. And that was still water, which means it was above the street 6 feet, plus deep enough that the deer was actually swimming. One problem, Boris, from here, it's only got one way to go, and that's to the ocean. Well, to the Gulf of Mexico. Luckily, in this area, it drains pretty fast. It drains actually excessively fast. Oh, in case y'all are wondering what I am smoking, that is, of course, is the Alec Bradley Black Market Maduro. Just a regular, it's a Robusto. It is normally my Friday cigar, but I got a feeling I am not going to have a cigar on Friday. I also got a feeling I'm barely going to be able to speak on Friday. I'm going to be talking like this. That's all right. I'll make it. If I can't handle the heat, I'm going to quit. I'm not worried about it. I mean, I can handle the heat. But at some point, everybody's got a limit. And I'm not going to push that limit so badly that I have to kill myself. That's not going to happen. I've got other responsibilities. By the way, in case anybody was watching a video I made earlier, Chad makes a comment on that video about getting called back in. Boy, I got worried. I got worried right away. So I asked him, oh my God, did you get called back into the hospital? Are you all right? You okay? Just tell me you're okay. Chad's fine. He said, yeah, he was just worried that he's going to have to take back over his show because I burned my vocal cords out. If that happens, we'll listen to some music and I'll gladly admit my defeat. But I still want to try those crackers that had Martin going, whoa! Oh, and just in case Smoking Swag wants to sit there and be completely crazy, go ahead, comment away on any of my videos. It's fine. I'll knit you some kerosene socks to keep the ants off that candied ass. Sugar britches. Oh man, that was freaking hilarious. Hilarious. Oh, I don't think I'm a very good mime. Nope, doesn't come through quite so well when you're just sitting here. Now, I just try to entertain a little bit. Y'all got to remember, I deal with most of my anger issues with a whole heaping helping of humor. Because, well, like with most people that have seen military service, they've probably seen some things they would like to forget. And never will. They've had good friends that didn't make it out. Certain movies will affect them in adverse ways where it's best just to leave them alone, let them get through it the way they want to get through it. So luckily this is Tuesday. I will not be doing a show at all tomorrow so that I can mostly rest up. I am doing my normal tailgate for Mike pre-show. As I said before, we will be on Thursday trying to get through this bad boy directly afterwards. So if you have the time and you'd like to watch my head catch on fire, watch me cry like a little girl, come on back. I'd love to have you there, cheering me on or booing me out. I don't care which. It's fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You can root for the Deathnut, or you can root for the Donald. This one, not the guy with the funky hair. Wait, maybe the guy with the funky hair, but not the guy with the funky hair piece. Definitely not the president. And if Mr. Clinton still gets to be called president, then Mr. Trump still gets to be called president. You can have it one way or the other, but you can't have both ways. Just saying. And that goes for Bush, Carter, Nixon, Reagan, Obama. Call it how you like it. I would kindly like to see the gas prices go back down, though. In case anybody wants to say that I was talking smack about any certain president at present right now, I have noticed that the gas prices have gone up by $1 since November. That's a pretty healthy jump in price, which means it costs more to go to work, which means you make less when you actually do go to work. And eventually that price is going to also reflect on the price of everything at the grocery store. It's all going to get handed back to us, the average Joe consumer. Man. Anybody got any questions they want to talk about? Things they want to talk about? By the way, I'm happy to report that the ugly pipe, which I smoked the other day, which has a pretty good little shiny coat on it now, survived way better than that first time I smoked it when it came straight out the store that I bought it from. Should have been no way that it should have lit up that way. Bubbled up all the pretty coat on it that it had. It has a small minor flaw in one certain section, which I'll be addressing. A little bit of sandpaper, redo it. But with the 90% humidity that I'm having today, I don't have anything that I could work on in good thought. I don't want to destroy the pipes just because I want to work on something. So I got to work on the pipes when I can. Now, I can sand and file and stuff like that when it's high humidity. Sure, no problem. But when you're doing like a shellac or, from what I understand, when you're doing the buffing, if you try to do that, and it's high humidity, you have a real bad chance of having more bubbles. Right. So Boris, no, the shellac did not bubble. It kind of crystallized in one section, which gave it a little bit of a funky look to it, like as if the shellac had broken. And I don't know if that's because maybe I should have let it cure for a full week, or maybe it just didn't adhere to the pipe as well. Maybe I didn't clean that one specific spot as well as I should have. Or maybe I should have waited after I had cleaned it. Now, I waited a while, but after I cleaned it, maybe I should have waited even longer than I actually did, so that it didn't have any pockets of humidity down in the wood. But no, the ugly pipe is still pretty. In fact, y'all just give me a second. I'll go get it. Oh, real quick little scrub with a t-shirt to take any indoor dust off of it. And I will start with right here is where it has that slightly fractured look. Okay, so there you go. You can see it just a little bit. But as we go around the heel, which is where the worst section of the original layer was, and I'm trying to make sure that we put it so that that polished layer shows up as best as it can. You can see that it did just fine all the way around. Nice, shiny, brilliant, glossy. Turns out the ugly pipe is actually a pretty damn pipe. Hey, let's get it back off of Blurrovision. So the VRX21 has not been smoked since I put the shellac layer on it. I'm doing a little research to see if maybe it did get a little hot on the ugly pipe, which of course is my test pipe. And VR0121 is, of course, not going to get smoked, at least not by me, at least not at present. I'm still learning. I'm still doing what I can to learn. Yes, Boris, I can feel that spot with my finger. It feels like as if maybe the pieces of shellac have formed small, very, very small little ridges. It feels rough like sandpaper would. It doesn't feel smooth like the rest of the pipe does. And it's okay. Again, that's my test pipe. If I test on that pipe, I can always do something different on these other pipes, or I can hold off until I know that the test actually works. By the way, it's 80 degrees today. It was 40 degrees in the morning yesterday. This up down craziness is killing me because it's just making my allergies go nuts. And anybody who's been out around oak trees, you know, when all of the pollen starts dropping and all of that brown stuff where the pollen comes out of starts laying down along the ground. Well, that's what it's doing here now. So I'm suffering a little bit, but I'm taking my Allegra. It's gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. Did everybody see that video from Mike earlier? Mike at Briar Blues? And he was talking about J Mouton, and he showed two J Mouton pipes. And he talked about Philip Rivera, and he talked about Eric Weaver. Have you seen those Eric Weaver pipes? Eric Weaver sent him 3 pipes. Oh my God. I'm not really that big on that style of a pipe. They're pretty, don't get me wrong, they are pretty. Just my personal, what I like better, the perfect pipe for me, of course, is, well, Onion owns it. It'd be Raiders, of course. But the Savinelli Trevi KS 320, I got one. Black, rusticated, silver band. Beautiful pipe. Raiders colors. Love that. Very well done, DDT. I definitely agree with you there. You know, if Mike was to decide that he's going to give one away, there's one of those that if he says he's putting it up for a gaw, man, I'm in. I am in. I'm in a heartbeat. And probably willing to pull knives and fight y'all for it. That'd be the one with the black and green brindled stem. Is my kind of pipe, even though it's not really my Not specifically my style of pipe. But I saw Eric doing some of the work on those pipes, not knowing where it was going, and I was like, man, those are pretty. I gotta tell you, one of these days, I hope I can get that good. But some of these guys do. 43 degrees. You don't have any snow left on the ground, do you? And Boris, I am very happy to hear that, because that means you are going to stop wearing jackets sometime soon. It does me good to see that you're also still wearing a jacket, because yes, that still is physically cold. But I mean, here it is, April. Today I'd be in t-shirt and shorts, but I was working around in the yard this morning. I didn't feel like going and taking a shower and getting cleaned up and putting t-shirt and shorts on just so I could sit out here and smoke a cigar. I was being lazy. What do you want? What I want is to win the lottery and be able to travel the world and see all of y'all in the YTPC and actually be able to enjoy some time spent with you face to face. Anybody who hasn't been watching, recently I got to spend some actual face to face time with Steph and Skill. Probably the highlight of this whole pandemic is literally I'm getting to spend some time with some YTPC members. I did look up the specifically only dedicated, truly outstanding pipe shop in the Houston area. In case Steph and Skip come back, I was wanting to take them there. But everything that's there, it's in a place called Rice Village. And Rice Village is still basically on lockdown. Everything is for pickup only. You go in, you get your stuff, you get the hell out. And that's not really a good way to do one of those, hey, let's sit around and have a cigar or a pipe or something. In fact, that's a miserable, horrible way to do a, hey, let's sit around and have a pipe or something. Smoking with just a hoodie. Good Lord. I mean, I know how cold it can get there, Boris. Nobody is happier for you than you, except for maybe me. Because unlike some of our members, I will get out here in the cold. I will try to experience some of y'all's pain. Sure, I know. It only got down to 16 degrees, and that's as cold as it's ever going to get here in Houston that I'm probably ever going to remember. They say at one point in time it actually got down to 13 degrees at one point. But I'm willing to bet that was registered at the North Airport, which is about 60 miles north of me. 60 miles can definitely affect those 2 measly little degrees. Or 3 or whatever. So are we all looking forward to a full 4 hours of me on Friday? And when I say full 4 hours, what I mean is I'm going to tailgate. And then instead of turning my stream off, with nobody breaking in unless of course, like I said, if Chad wants to do it and he says to me during my stream that he wants to, I will be more than happy to relinquish the reins of that time that he wants. Because, I mean, everybody wants to see Chad. I'm just filling in. DDT, where are you specifically? Maybe I can help you find a location where you actually will be able to smoke with people of a tobacco nature. Now, if you're asking me about the green tobacco, which is legal in some places but not legal here in Texas, I'm sorry, I'm not looking for that. I don't need them thinking I am looking for stuff like that. But as far as a tobacconist, I'm pretty knowledgeable on places to go. Though I am willing to bet that some of those places are going to start carrying certain hemp-ish products. I mean, if they're like a mom and pop type shop where they're in a location where it's now legal to sell or have those products, if they're going to carry them, they're going to carry them. That's all there is to it. And I'm not going to tell them that they're wrong. Revenue is revenue. Right, so the Native American casinos, there's a better possibility of finding that there. Though with Canada, it's always going to be a little bit of an issue. But yeah, I'll start looking around Alberta, Canada, and see if I can't find you a location once the border crossings become, well, easier again. And we'll see if we can't find it. See, for me, the problem is in Texas, it's not allowed, and they can still drug test you for it here in Texas. So I wouldn't be able to go into those shops where they do allow consumption. Crazy as it sounds, I got a brother-in-law who's a lawyer. And he said he gets phone calls all the time for him to come up to do cases in some of these states where it's now legal, because the case is too high profile and they can't allow local lawyers, because if anybody was to test the local lawyer later and say, oh, well, they might have been high, well, then it could be considered a mistrial. Right. So Boris, that's what I was saying. Yeah. If you have an area that is equally cold, you go 60 miles north, uh, you can definitely drop 3 to 5 degrees, no problem. And Houston records its cold or heat from an airport that is, like I said, it's 60 miles north of me. And definitely, once the snow starts melting and the runoff comes down into the sea and the water around you, you definitely get these situations where wind blowing across the water with nothing to break it up is going to have a little bit more humidity. It's going to be colder, plus it's going to have that humidity level, and it'll feel a lot colder. Howdy, Steph. Ah. Which I'm guessing is good evening, Mrs. Kane. Rova? Rova? I'm gonna have to look that word up. I'm betting I'm messing it up pretty good. Mailman showed up. I don't want to run down there with me sniffling and all that, and my little bit of coughing and hacking. I mean, I know it's just allergies, but I don't need people to think that it's me trying to get them sick either. No, I'm not sick. Just in case anybody's asking, no, I'm not sick. I'd know if I was sick because A, I don't feel like smoking anything when I get sick. And B, I don't feel like running anything other than maybe my mouth when I'm sick. And quite often, not even my mouth. It's warm out here today. But it's going to be warmer on Thursday evening. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh no, no he didn't. No. He's going to look like a little boy again. Steph's going to have to glue some of his hair back on, or she's going to look like a cradle robber. All the way down. Oh no. Come on, Skip. That's not right. Though I will say this, my wife hates beards. The only person she likes a beard on is me. She said the only reason she likes me with a beard is because that way I don't look like my dad. Yeah, there's times where he's a bit of an ass. I can understand. We're gonna have fun teasing him come Saturday. Do y'all realize that every Christian on the planet will be celebrating my birthday this year? Sunday. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Steph, there's a song about that. Changes. Ooh, that tasted weird. Sinuses finally finished draining. Yeah. I'll be hitting the little 47. Yeah, see, I agree with Boris there. You just change the sheets on the bed, or change the oil in your car. Switch from Englishes to aromatics. But shaving. Then again, I'm one to talk, right? With my terrible ass beard and oh no, I'm not going to sing anything about pina coladas. I mean, pina coladas. Yeah, pina coladas. Well, I guess that's kind of a fair trade, Steph. Sort of, kind of, I guess. I guess. Well, Boris, that's because you don't need all the hair anymore. It's not going to be cold. I'm going to be shaving top of my head before too damn long. I mean, not like bald shaved, just clippers. But only when you're sitting down, Boris. But only when you're sitting down. Well, I've been on here an hour and 20 minutes. I'm going to try and save some of this for Thursday and Friday. Not that I'm done here, but I'm kind of done here. Alright, so y'all remember, first, you gotta go check out that video that Onion put up where he's making a response to smoking swag. It'll have you laughing. It's well worth it. And as per always, y'all got to remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other as best you can. Not kicking y'all out. Not really. We got a lot of viewers on a lot of different channels though, and I'm pretty sure there's got to be somebody that's doing something. Remember, there's a lot of live shows coming on. In case y'all are interested and y'all know where to find it, there might be a Zoom meeting later this evening. I don't know. I'm not in control of that one. Don't get me to quote that it's actually happening. I think Chad misses us as much as we miss him. And I want y'all all to remember, y'all make the best of your day. And as always, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I'll see you on Thursday. Unless, of course, you're on a Zoom later, and then I'll see you later tonight. Talk to you soon. Bye now.